Welcome everyone here tonight to the Core Racing Network. This is our GT series here on CRN. Week one of this one, we had last week had of course the iRacing had some DDoS attacks, so we're coming at you here a little bit late for the season starter, but with that one got shifted to later in the season. And so yeah, this is week one coming at you from Spa. Looks like they're going to have one fast repair per driver here tonight at 17x before they get a drive-through penalty. They're on 40% fuel, so a little change from last year. Try to eliminate some of those just fuel-saving races. Nobody really enjoys it. Track length is 4.31 miles, and let me see here. I've got something pulled up over here for myself. No, I lost it. Okay. Well, that's fine, so we won't do that. But, looking here, track is 4.31 of a mile, temperature is 89 degrees today, and the track temp, the track temp is 89 currently. It's 68 degrees outside. A little cloudy, 11-mile-an-hour wind, so the drivers will have a little bit here to worry about. We have gone to a new format this year. It is open qualifying. Currently, Mason Smith here. Let's go to TV number 2 here. As you can see, is. Looks like we need to turn the cars down just a wee little bit there. Looks like okay. Hopefully the audio level should be good. But Mason setting the fastest lap currently with a 2:18.215. So it looks like he's queued up to on an out lap to try to make one more run at it. So this being open qualifying, obviously you got all these guys on the track. And if we will go here to, let's see. I got a few things here. We can go to, it's going to be the Kemmel Straight here. This long straightaway. There's a little bit better of a shot of them coming into Lacombe here. So with this being open quali, some of these guys can try to. Oh, James Pierce setting the fast lap time there with a 2:18.059, 0.155 seconds over Mason Smith. So looks like we got 35 drivers here tonight for the season opener. And I just realized I left my dumb self on camera. So, still getting used to changing a few things around for the setup. But, provisional top 3 here looks like James, Mason, and Dominique Ford. Not having a prototype this year. Oh, wow. Christopher Hamilton. There you go. I told Chris last night that I had managed to do a 2:18. 0.3 in the CRSL race, so Chris going out in that Merc, one of the only Mercs, actually the only Merc here tonight. We James is in the Audi, Chris is in the Merc, Mason is in the Ferrari. Let me see if I can't put their what do I have to do? Car logo here. Car number there and interval there. That gets to be a little big, so we may have to make some changes there. But just to kind of give you an idea what the top 20 are running there, and I'm going to click on 20 here, Mr. Parker Dewham. Just a second. Dickerson running the Porsche. Not a popular pick tonight, a little bit down on power. There gives you those, and then we can go. So you can see it's a lot of Corvettes and a lot of Ferraris and some Fords. But let's look at. There we go. Chris is back in the pits. So yeah, these guys are finishing their laps up here. We're about to grid up. And here shortly I should be able to. Let's see. Well, we're not quite yet. So let's see. Nathan Sides running that. Actually, I need to refresh everyone's paint jobs here and see if the banners get applied correctly. I know Parks de la Cruz has been diligently working on trying to make sure we have a banner pack for the broadcast. So let's see if this, yeah, all white Mustang like that it's not a bad look. The cars never really look good in white. There we go. There's the CRN logo. So I believe that means everybody should be in the appropriate classes with the appropriate banners. But yeah, you see James Molyneux there coming up for his final time across the line. I believe that was Mason Smith in the Ferrari in front of him. Mason not able to improve his time. But here we go. Looks like qualifying is over. Trying to find... Yep, it's still showing Nathan running some laps, so we'll put a look here on Nathan. As Nathan crosses the line there, that should be the last car out on track, according to SDK. Bunch of new names in here. Some I've seen from the oval side even. Quite a few of the 212 guys looks like they have decided to grace us with their presence here tonight. So it looks like we got 3 international guys with us, all Canadians: Tyler Kakeko, Dane Smith, and Alex Jaspers. So welcoming those from America's hat here. Let's see. It's not quite done. I guess it's going to give another probably 15 seconds to officially finish quali. See if we can get some different.
Is everybody in their car?
Oh, we forgot that.
Negative. I just have a gray thing that says wait 17 more seconds.
Okay. Yeah, they're not supposed to have chat enabled from my end here on the broadcast. My apologies for that. Michael Zepp saying help me. Well, it looks like we got 14 people in here already. All right, so we are about to have it there. Oh, it's giving me results. It should be giving me... There we go. There's your grid. James Pierce taking pole with a 2:18.059. Christopher Hamilton, the bridesmaid, starting in second with a 1 back there, 0.152 behind. Then Mason Smith, 0.155 behind. Dominique Ford, 0.22 in fourth. Saj Padillard in fifth. Nick Terrell in sixth. Parks de la Cruz in seventh. Kelly Porter in eighth. Jake Browder in ninth. Tim Ponzi in 10th. Jack Peterson in 11th. Nick Nickerson in 12th. Ricky Renner in 13th. Jack Stoneman in 14th. Austin Diltz in 15th. Kevin Peake in 16th. Nathan Nickerson, who is apparently no relation to Nick, in 17th. Powell Casca in 18th. Tyler Kakeko in 19th. Parker Dewam in 20th. Nathan Sides in 21st. Morgan Smith in 22nd. Michael Zepp in 23rd. And Fozzie Fazillo, hopefully I didn't murder that one too bad, in 24th. Avi Vishuvasam in 25th. Dane Simpson in 26th. Steve Santana in 27th. Braden Carlson in 28th. Eric Martin in 29th. CJ Conklin in 30th. Tyler Bramble in 31st. James Molyneux in 32nd. Craig Potter in 33rd. Alex Jaspers in 34th. And John Crane in 35th. So 35 drivers for you here tonight. So let's go down here. As all these guys are sitting here, let's hide the driver pictures. Got to get, oh yeah, that's right, all the way over there. But since we have this many drivers, having to change up how I deal with SDK. But, you know, I see the red lights wanting to come on. It would be so funny if we did standing starts here, but that's not a possibility. So a lot of just black cars here tonight. So definitely good that this was not a night race. We wouldn't be able to see half of them. And Spa, one of the more graphically challenging tracks, is definitely probably get a few little stutters here and there as we start this, but by the time they hit the Kemmel Straight and down through Combes, it will likely clear up here. I know the pit lanes do quite a lot as we are watching these guys here. So, Audi, Mercedes, Ferrari, Corvette, Ferrari, Audi. But you can see right there exactly how many cars we have here on track tonight as they go down into La Source. So the race does not start until the next straightaway. It's away because I don't know if you've ever watched the Formula One races. When they start them back there, that turn one into La Source is always a nightmare. The pace car is in. These guys are about to take off, waiting on that green. As we are going to watch them run up Eau Rouge and through Raidillon. Oh, got one going a little wide there. Looking like just about everybody survived the initial thing. Looking down into Combes, and Christopher Hamilton taking the lead there. Checking here through Malmedy. And as they come down into Bruxelles here, this group is, your first probably 10 or so have all evened it up. As I come around through No Name here. And down into, at least for me, the most terrifying corner, Pouon, with an aptly deserved name. As you can see, I'm coming around here from the exit. But that midpoint, it's just a, for those mid-engine cars, a little bit of a slide area. Lafanes, down through this right-hander for the drivers. And then you have the campus section here. So just winding like a little snake, you can kind of see it there. As Chris would say, the accordion is his favorite instrument. A little bit of a pass there going on. Oh, we got a little bit of drama back here in the back. We will have to look at that here in a second. Looks like it's Steve Santana and maybe Eric Martin. Through Blanchimont now. Let's see who's going to try to wind up running wide through here. And down into the bus stop chicane. As it appears James Pierce has indeed taken the lead back. Hamilton looking like he was going to try to make a move there to the inside of La Source. I guess he decided to just stick on the back and let that big AMG V8 stretch its muscles. So checking in here with Chad Berry. I'd like to see Chris getting a win tonight. Yep, it would be nice to see Chris back here with us in Core, getting a good showing on his first race. There you see, there's that AMG power that's tucked up behind the Audi. Is he going to make the move into Combes? No, he's going to sit there. So let's look through here real quick. Looks like showing a crash for John Crane here. Through Blanchimont. Did he touched a little bit of grass? Oh, and then a little snap oversteer. Some cold tires for John Crane, I believe. Showing Dane Simpson here. Well, I know Dane's supposed to be in that pink Ferrari. Maybe that's why we're doing it. Let's try to load and get these guys correct paint jobs up here one time. Checking back through the field here, looking like Ricky Renner here with Nick Nickerson. Yeah, SDK, or not SDK, it looks like Trading Paint's not quite 100% happy here tonight, showing me all the paint jobs. So, guys, if your paint job is not accurate, I'm sorry. I've tried to reload it, but we're having a few technical issues. Showing last lap Christopher Hamilton with a, excuse me, with a 2:19.0. You can see James Pierce squeezing out just about 0.4 of a second. Chris is going to want to get as close as possible on the run out of La Source here to maintain that draft. Here we go. Up through Eau Rouge into Raidillon. Ooh. A little bit of blinking going on there. Let's hope the servers are not dropping off. Not showing any network issues. Let me check in with the stream health. Stream is healthy. So yeah, it looks like there's a little hiccup on iRacing giving me all the info for 35 cars. Looks like Steve Santana and Alex Jaspers in the pits here. Let's see. Huh. Dang, Christopher Hamilton crashed. What happened here? Was that just from that off track, I guess? Oh, no, Chris losing the back end. And then disappearing. So that has put Christopher Hamilton back here in the pack, having to make up some time in 14th position here. But we have... Go back live. There we go. Yeah, there were the off tracks. If we look at those, saying James already has 14, Tim Ponzi having 10. SDK does not report off tracks properly here at Spa, so I'm going to completely ignore those here tonight. We're going to hide their car logos here, get that cut down a little bit. As James Pierce in the gold division, along with Dominique Ford. Next week we will have all of the divisions correct. Wait, what is this? Well, James is technically in silver, I know, currently, but there is a... I'll have to get with Parks on that, and that's one of the reasons once all these guys were in our session, I can take SDK and do a few little things here. What we're going to do here SDK just being a little silly with me. Alright, not quite sure what you're doing there, SDK. giving me a few issues here. Okay. There we go. A little bit of house cleaning. Had to get everybody, now that we've started this race, into SDK so we can have the appropriate classes here next time. There we go. There's a little bit of the reload I was expected to see. And we are all good. Alright, so let's check back here. Got, it looks like Kevin Peak looking to make a move here on Christopher Hamilton, possibly. Hamilton already back up to 12th position after his earlier thing. Chris maybe just wanting to get a good draft up through Eau Rouge. Let that V8 power sing. So we are 50 minutes left. Oh, see a little bit of blinking out of, I believe that is Parks de la Cruz there. Oh. Parks, I guess, getting a slowdown there. That's going to cost him a few positions. Back 6. So Chris deciding the better part to fall back in line and not hit Parks in the rear. Yeah, so Kevin Peak should be in, I believe, the Dairy Queen machine. I'm not quite sure here. Showing Craig Potter going off track. Let's see what happened here. Oh, that could be why. Trading Paints has decided to crash on me. Check back with Dominique Ford here. Let's see. Yeah, looks like Trading Paints is having a field day here. So hopefully here in a second it should allow us to swap our paints up. Looks like, yep, there we go. Okay. Well, we're going to have to play with the banners here for next week, because some guys are going to have them, some guys aren't. There's Tim Ponzi in the Vigsy Motorsports. That's the Audi paint job I was looking for on him. So, James and Dominique not very far apart, running in the 218s. Mason Smith back here behind them is the only other one in the 218s. And then you go back to 4th position here, Nick Terrell, running in the 219s and a bunch of 220s. Hamilton and Peak and Diltz running 219s. I assume that is them running, trying to run Chris down there. So I know that is not Chris's paint job, but we will just have to, sorry for all of that. Showing Powell Casca here in that Audi, making a move on the inside of Parker Dewam. That's Tyler Kageko. Showing a crash here for Alex Jaspers, running a little wide there, and then I guess deciding to park it. Looks like a B Visuvasam. Let's see. He looks like he had a crash as well. Running Castrol GT3. Oh. You know, I don't think that rear wheel is how it is supposed to be. I'm not showing another accident here. Let me see. It looks like Obby's on pace here. It says it goes off track. Oh. You know, that didn't look hard enough to do quite that amount of damage, but yeah, you can see that left rear is torn up. Go back here to Powell Casca. Let's see, looks like, looking through there, Craig Potter up the most number of positions, up 9 since its start. And then you have Nick Nickerson, who's made his way up to 6th. I guess having a little bit of a draft has been helping that Porsche. You know, generally going to be a little down on power, but Nick making out pretty well here tonight. Give it one more try for the paint jobs and see what she comes back with. There we go. Nick's appears to be right. Dominique's appeared. There we go. And James in the 212. That's making more correct. And Kelly Porter should have a different paint job, but I don't. I'm not refreshing again. Sorry, but Kelly had that Amsoil paint job. I saw it earlier. Nick Terrell in the Corvette, the highest Corvette here in 5th position, with Nick Nickerson all over the backside of that Vet. Now, the Porsche is already in 6th gear by the time it starts to go up Eau Rouge. Tell you what, let's try to find our gyro cam here, as we can watch as Nick tries to close down, but the Porsche not quite having the straight line speed to really close the gap there on that Corvette, but into the corner, into the braking zone, you can see Nickerson closing that gap. Got it down to about 0.37 of a second right now. And it's just little bits by little bits reeling in Nick Tyrrell. See if he's going to have enough to try to do something through the exit of Pouan, possibly. That is going to put him right there at the back. Then Jack Stoneman here in the Porsche. Or sorry, not the Porsche. Look at the other one. He is in the Ford. And then we have Parks Dela Cruz in the Audi. In and out, in and out. So iRacing probably having a few little connection issues here tonight. So, with the exception of Kevin Peak there, let's go back to... Kevin Peak did very good in GT3 last season. But now that some of these prototype drivers have come back to their GT3 roots, it's pushing them back down the field just a little bit. Tyler Kikeko in the Ford Mustang, 6 positions up from his start. Showing Christopher Hamilton back in 25th. Let's see here. Showing Hamilton went off track here. What happened? Oh, gets a little shot from the 46. Oh, to the inside, loses the front bumper and has to wait for everybody. Let's check live and see. Christopher Hamilton there. Looks like... Guess he got a fast repair and has come back out. No, he has not. So these guys should be able to go about 28 minutes or so here on a tank. Checking back up here with this battle for the lead. James Pierce slowly squeezing out a little bit of a, what do we call it? Gap on Dominique Ford and Mason Smith. But the gap for second and third here between Dominique and Mason is just tight. Jacob back in with the chat here. Yeah, Matt Crockett controller. I've tried it quite a few times, so not quite sure what the going on with trading paints here tonight. Barry watching multiple races at once. I just kind of see Barry there with a whole setup of all the CRN streams going on at one time. But yeah, definitely a lot of good racing here tonight. I mean, looking through the field, you got, okay, James Pierce is in the pits here. And as Carl said last night, this we will watch Nickerson here. Let me find, yep, this turn right here. It's real easy to ding the front end up. But that has promoted Dominique Ford into the lead here. As Dom comes around, it will be interesting. Oh, Abby out in the grass doing some clipping. Not what you need to be. Abby, you stay on the black part. Alright, so going back through here. Looks like you've got, probably about 10 cars in pit lane right now. As James Pierce down, changing whatever tires he was. And back out on the road. We get to hear a little bit of that Audi whine as he leaves pit road. Got to be very careful not to invalidate or get a penalty for cutting the exit there. So that puts James Pierce back out into 15th position, about, what is that? 29 seconds behind Tyler Bramble. Dane Simpson back with us this season, as Dominique and Mason here will likely go into the pits this lap. Making it to the 22-minute mark, which would be enough to make this a 2-stop race. Nick Tyrrell in the Corvette staying out for one extra lap. Let's see. So Nick possibly able to save a little bit of fuel somewhere. As James Pierce now going through Blanchimont. Dominique Ford not even making it to his pit box yet. As James is going to see if this outlap is going to give him enough to break the draft and maybe open up that gap a little bit more. Both Mason and Dom up on the jacks. Here comes James Pierce. Dom out on the thing. And that is going to put James out ahead. Yes, by a nice little margin. Going to have... So James pit lane time only 17.7, both Dom and Mason. A lot of little micro stutters here for my racing. But all appears to be good now. Gotten that gap to 3.5 seconds to Dominique Ford. About 50 seconds ahead is Nick Terrell. Forget which one it is. Yes, Discord, I know we have an event going on. Alright, Kelly Pointer here is currently in 6th. Managed to gain 2 positions. Nickerson here in 5th is up 7. Nickerson and James both able to take almost 4 seconds of time in the pit time over Dominique and Mason. God, the interesting noises that Porsche makes. Looking right here, I mean, you can see this is, 26 minutes into a race and you've still got, what is this here, 10th through 12th or 11th. I mean, these guys are still on top of each other. One mistake can cost you big, as we saw with Hamilton a little bit earlier. So Nick Terrell coming into the pits here. Let's find. See if we can pull up our pitch strategy here. Only going to get the top 30's pitch strategy, but the little timing box getting a little tight there. As Pierce takes the lead back from Nick. Nickerson getting around Nick in the pit lane. Oh, that's pushing the 30 there of... Now that is the 11 of John Crane coming out right in front of Nick Terrell. And then Nathan Nickerson in the Ferrari looking to come around him as well. Looking back through the thing, a little bit of a battle going here between Dane Simpson and Jack Peterson. So we will pull the pit strategy thing back down here. And looking as Kelly Pointer up into 5th position there. Nickerson is up into 4th now. So last lap, Nickerson running a 2:19.4. James running a 2:18.8. We'll have to see what Dom and Mason manage to pull this time as they are going through Blanchimont now. Okay, so looking here. Sorry. Oh yeah. So a couple things here about Spa. I kind of do a little filler as these guys run through their pit cycles, and we get some more information here to watch. Is that Spa opened in 1921. So, you know, over 100 years of racing here at this track. It's the longest circuit used in modern racing still. And, you know, Eau Rouge and Raidillon there, that little corner complex might be one of the most famous in racing. I mean, you got Laguna Seca's Corkscrew, Nürburgring's, why am I drawing a blank at the one track I love the most about a corner name? The Carousel. Oh, Austin Dill's getting a little sideways into the wall. Not what you want to do, as Barry had said, damage is not what you need here. Current lap record here is a 146.286, held by Valtteri Bottas and the Mercedes F1 machine from 2018. Checking here with Kelly Peak and the Dairy Queen machine. See, now his is showing correct. So, yeah, this weekend we have the 24 Hours of Spa, so there will be, I know, a couple core teams. Some 212 is fielding a couple teams, and I'm sure there will be a few others here. Let me go over here and I have to scroll to the bottom so it'll catch back up. There we go. Showing Nathan Sides going off track here. Ooh, losing the back end of the Merc there. Gets it going again. Showing an off track here for Michael Zipp. New face around here. And a very plaid Audi. It looks like he just ran a little wide there. Showing an off track here for Craig Potter. Is it going to be that same exact off track again? Yeah. So you have Jack Stoneman here passing Jake Browder. No, that's Jake Browder getting around Stoneman. As they go 2 by 2. Will these two try to be... No. They tuck back in. Right behind them, though, Tim Ponzi and the Big Z Motorsports Audi. Now, we're going to go back to live here. Let's check in with Christopher Hamilton, back in 23rd place. Running in the 219, so he's got just some ground to make up. Parker Dewham there is a new name we have not seen. But at this halfway point here, real quick, I need to go grab a drink. We're going to do a quick little segment of Love to Hear It. So I'm going to mute my mic and turn up these car noises and let you enjoy the wondrous noises they do make. Turn that volume down again a little bit there. So, hope y'all enjoyed the wonderful noises of these GT3 cars here. So, let's go up that. Let's go back into this. Check back with our leader. James Pierce got a 3.98 second lead here over Mason Smith and Dominique Ford. Mason and Dom, you could throw a blanket over those two almost. About 0.6 of a second apart. A little bit of a bigger gap than they had a little bit earlier in the lap. And then Kelly Pointer here running in 4th position. But not far back from Kelly, you have Nick Nickerson in the sole Porsche we have here tonight. Then Parks de la Cruz is in 6th. Jack Stoneman here in 7th. You have Tyler Kakeko right on the back bumper. There's some Ford-on-Ford crimes about to happen. Then we have Kevin Peake and Parker Dewham. These two Corvettes right here on top of each other. And right behind them, you have the Audi of Powell Casca. Looking to sniff around a little bit here, coming through the bus stop. See if Powell can get a good run here on these two. But he's getting a little closer. Got the gap down to 0.4 seconds, so definitely within draft range. But as I learned last night in CRSL, you know, a draft train, it's about like a Formula One with a DRS train. .38, .39. See if the Audi has a little something for these Corvettes. You have Parker there. We're trying to make a move on the outside of Kevin. Decides not to, backs out, but that has brought Powell within .3 of a second. So good racing here in the mid-pack, good racing up front. I mean, James has kind of run away from it, but you know, we kind of knew with James being in silver that probably wasn't going to last very long. There is we do run a core rating thing. It's similar to iRating, because a lot of these guys don't run officials anymore. I'm one of them. I rarely run officials unless it's a special event. So my iRating is generally not indicative of my true pace. So to kind of help with that, David Tilford created our core rating thing. Quite proud of his G-Sheets ability there. Oh, it was showing a little bit of an accident for Braden Carlson here. Let's see what happened. Looking around the outside. Maybe a little bit of net code there with Tyler Bramble. Did not see any actual contact. That will have to be reviewed by the admins later on. So now you got Nick Tiro back here in the Corvette in 12th. Nathan Sides in the Ford here in 13th. Jack Peterson in the Audi in 14th. Nathan Nickerson in the Ferrari in 15th. Looking to make a move here on Jack. Is he going to try to take the outside? It's open up the door for Sahaj Padiyar. He's thinking about it. No. You have Jack taking to the pits here. Sahaj on the back door of Nathan Nickerson. So we're at lap 18. Those guys that only made it 9 laps on their first tank there, it's going to be time for them to come in. Past the 40-minute mark, so anybody that stops here will have the ability to get back out and finish on a tank of fuel. So Nickerson looking to, oh no, sorry, that's Sahaj looking to push Nickerson here a little bit. Using the entirety of the Kemmel Straight here. Sahaj waiting to make his little pop-out move. Gonna go for it now. Into the braking zone, into Lacombe. Looks like Sahaj has it to the midpoint of the first corner, but not the second. Little wiggle out of that Corvette for Sahaj. But into Malmedy, takes it home for 13th for Sahaj Padiyar. Michael Zepp back here in the Audi in 15th. Dane Simpson up 10 spots, doing very well in 16th right now. Christopher Hamilton back up 17th. So good running from Chris. Craig Potter here in 18th. Tyler Bramble is in 19th. Braden Carlson, after that little incident earlier, is in 20th. Nickerson, I know it says 21st, but we know that's just pit phases. CJ Conklin in 22nd. Jack Peterson in 23rd. Morgan Smith is in the pits currently. Then we have Ricky Renner in 25th. Abhi Vishwavasan in 26th. Eric Martin in 27th. Alex Jaspers in 28th. James Molyneux in 29th. Now James had a few issues going on in his personal life that he hasn't fully recovered from yet, so congratulations to James for making it out tonight to race. We may have to send somebody to get him out of the rig from what I've heard, though, after this. Jake Browder in 30th. I'm guessing Jake had some sort of incident here earlier. John Crane in the Corvette there. Tim Ponzi in the pits with a destroyed car. What happened to Tim Ponzi? We'll have to scroll back through here and let's see. So this is between Tim Ponzi and Jake Browder here, it looks like. Ponzi on the inside, Browder on the outside. Ponzi's late on the brakes at the apex, a little bit of a touch. They come through. And, oh, looks like a little bit of wiggle on the curb, gets the Corvette into the Audi. We're going to have to review that one later. But tough break for these two. I know they were expecting to do much better here tonight. Check back in. James Pierce is in the pits. There's Mason and Dom taking the lead again. So, looking back through here, where is my little mouse? There we go. Very retracting messages. Dominique Ford is looking good. Yes, Dom is looking pretty good here tonight, Barry. So as we pull up the pitch strategy again, we will see it here. You can see that is Nick Tyrrell made it 11 laps the first time. I don't think, because he's only done 8 now, so that's 9, 10, 11. That's 3 more laps at 2 minutes a lap. That's not enough to make it all the way. He would have to, I believe, stretch that for 14. He's going to have to get 7 more laps. That would make him doing 15 on a tank. I don't think that is going to be possible. But maybe just short fueling a little bit, you know. If he was able to do that without being too far off pace. You can see the pit stop phase has put James Pierce 58 seconds behind Mason Smith. And we will have to see when they come back out what kind of gap that looks like. There we go. James kind of making it look easy in that Audi here tonight. As you can kind of see, as Hamilton said, he paid for the whole track. He wants to use it all. You know, with only 17X available, having to keep track of the off track. So yeah, just kind of give you an idea as they go through the name of that corner is going to drive me nuts. What is it? That is Campus. So as he's going into Campus, there the lead, Mason and Dom are going into the pit lane. You know, just to give you an idea, you know, from that point here, like how long the pits really take. It is a lot of time spent at that 37 mile an hour pit speed limiter. So James coming through. Well, James's last stop that time was a 15.15, so quicker than his first one. Looking like Mason, we can find out here shortly. See how long his pit stop's going to take. It looks like 11.5 for Mason, 10.5 for Dom. That puts Dom in the lead here for a second before. Well, no, Nick Tyrrell is still out front, but for the effective lead, that puts Dominic Ford coming out ahead of James Pierce. So you have to wonder how much fuel was Dom sitting behind Mason that entire time, saving fuel? Was he able to save, I guess, what is that? 4 seconds worth of fuel being put in that car? You'll have to stay tuned and we'll ask Dom in the interviews for sure, provided he makes it here to the podium and doesn't have any issues. Nick Nickerson pitted on lap 17 a little earlier than everybody else. But let's look at the pit strategy. Yeah, so Nick's already been out for 3 laps. That did get him to leapfrog Kelly Pointer there. Nickerson having a little bit slower stop than Kelly. Only about a second. But you can see Nick, as he comes back in line, is about 18 seconds off the leader Dominique Ford there. And still back here we have the Tyler and Jack battle of the Mustangs. Canadian versus American in 2 American V8s, with Jack Stoneman and Tyler Coconut Kokeko. So as we look back through the things here, let's check on another Canadian. There'll be the Canadian minute here while we check in. Dane Simpson running in 19th. He has made his second stop on lap 20. Stopped for 13 seconds, so he had a pretty quick pit stop. And then Alex Jasper's back here in another Ferrari. Our last resident Canadian from America's Hat. Looking like he was in the 12th second for his last pit stop, so good job there for Alex for getting in and out of the pits quick. We will have to see if Nick has anything for Dom, James, and Mason. Any kind of special strategy, but nope. It does not appear that, as Dom and Mason are already into Lacombe. Mason is not letting Dom get away. Has that gap at 2 to 3 to 4 tenths. You know, and you're going to have those little 2 tenths back and forth as somebody wiggles, or you're trying to give them a little space because you may be faster here, they may be faster there. But these two going at it all race. And James here 14 seconds off. Not sure, did James have an off track? I'll show you a crash here for James Pierce. Yeah, what happened to James here? Where is this? This is into Pouon. Oh, Audi doing Audi things. Oh no. Tough break. I thought about driving the Audi last night and decided not to, because it does those silly little slides from time to time. So let's see if James winds up coming into the pits to get some damage fix, I wonder. Because if he has... Will SDK show me if he has a meatball? No. No, it won't. But nope, he is staying out. So I'm going to assume that James does not have a meatball, but he would still... He's going to have to keep the pace up, though. Only 4 seconds back to Kelly Pointer behind him. And then right behind Kelly is Nickerson. And not far behind Nickerson is Parks de la Cruz, Mr. Clean. So just curious, let's see. I am counting 86 off tracks for Dominique Ford, 97 for James Pierce. So obviously these numbers don't mean anything. But just checking in with Parks de la Cruz, yeah, it's showing Parks with 76. And I can tell you right now, that is not how Parks drives. Speak of the devil, he is disappearing, throwing tires everywhere, as connections are just not stable here tonight. And you can kind of see Dane Simpson, Michael Zepp, Jack Peterson, Christopher Hamilton, and Sahaj Paddy are not too far apart from each other. Hamilton managing to make his way back up to 15th here. So it looks like Chris is just a little bit quicker than Sahaj last lap, so have to see if he's going to maybe try to make a move here soon. Parker Dooham last lap setting his fastest lap with a 2:18.86, a good chunk quicker than these around him. But quite a few 212 cars here. See Alex Carver saying we should do a league versus league race, like core against PWRL. Yeah, Alex, we did something similar a while back. Carl did a kind of a league cup deal where we ran, invited quite a few other leagues, and we did a few races between leagues all in the same race. So, but definitely a interesting prospect. May have to ask Carl about that. I know there's quite a few guys that run with us that run with some other leagues too, so not quite sure how some of that would work, but definitely a nifty idea. But I know we have a special event coming up here, not too much longer for the GT side of things. Actually, I need to get that. What it is? It's called. It's going to be the Core 3-hour event. Let me find the little promotional piece of thing that Carl has for it here. We will pull this up here real quick. There we go. Put that in the middle of the screen here where y'all can see it real quick. Yeah, the Core 3-hour, it is going to be a weekend event where we will have the Roar Before the Core, which will be MX5s and GT4s, a 90-minute race at Road America. And then Sunday, this will be broadcasted on CRN, the Core 3-hour. It's a 3-hour race, GT3's open setup, $20 entry fee, and the top 5 get a payout. I believe if we get 40 entries for this, it will be $1,000 in total to be distributed between the top 5 in each. So, yeah. As we get a little closer, we'll have to get Carl to give us exact payouts and whatnot. But that'll be a fun one. Let's take that away real quick. And this is a look at our schedule here real quick because we're getting a little close to the end here. Should have brought this up earlier. Oh, this is the old one. Sorry, the Brands Hatch got moved, but it was Spa first. And then we will go to the Nürburgring GP next week, then Mugello, Imola, Hockenheim, Algarve, Mazzano, Navarra, and Motegi. So a little bit different tracks than we normally run on, but, you know, keeping it definitely interesting. The last race in Motegi will be a 2-hour finale here. So we had 3 different divisions. Sorry, the divisions are not listed in there tonight. Did not have enough time to get everybody broken down. We had a bunch of new people join, so we will get that next week. All right, lap 25 here. About 2.5 minutes left in this race. Looks like Dominic Ford still leading Mason Smith here. Up front, James still managing to hold off Kelly Porter. Slowly bleeding time. That was a 4-second gap. Now down to 2.5. Nickerson on the back door of Kelly Porter here now. So as we get with 1 minute left to go, going to be about a lap or so. Let's see if I have a start-finish line set in here. No. Click here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you can't see that from the source. No, we do not have a cam for Barney. Gonna have to make sure we have that for next time. But we will see. Hopefully it will be going a white flag here soon. Parks de la Cruz. So checking through here, looks like your biggest gainer is still going to be Craig Potter, up 14 positions from where he started in 19th. Inside your top 10, your biggest gainer is Tyler Kikeko, up 11, and he has been on the back of Jack Stoneman all race as we are over the 1 hour mark. So this should be the last lap here, as it looks like Mason Smith is making the move here on Dom into the braking zone for Lacombe. Ooh, side by side, Mason getting a little bit, but Dom going to get a better exit and a better entry into this one. Mason running almost a little wide there. Mason taking first position from Dominique Ford. This should be the final lap here. Checking in here with James Pierce, 1.7. Kelly smells the blood in the water, has a lap to do it. Can he catch James? Last lap. 1.3 seconds. Kelly was faster. Looks like maybe a small error out of Nickerson has pushed him right back off the back of Kelly Pointer. As Mason here and Dom will have a, if he stays nice and close, can have a good run into Blanchimont. And right now, I have no clue out of these guys which one's going to win. Oh yeah, crash out of Nick Tyrrell. Have to go back and check that after the fact, but I'm not going to interrupt the last little bit here of this race. Oh, hour in, and 1 and 2 within 1/10 of a second of each other. Dom diving to the inside at the bus stop. Oh, overshoots it a little bit on the cutback. Does Mason have it as a drag race? And it looks like it's gonna be Dominic Ford to take your win here tonight in Coors GT Series. What a finish there out of those two. Checking in here with James Pierce. And has Kelly on his back door. 0.4 of a second going to be the gap between James and Kelly. When you think about that, just imagine after that accident how quickly you could get the car turned back around and get it on the track. Because if you dawdle around for an extra half a second, that would have taken you from podium position of 3rd into 4th and handed it to Kelly Pointer. So that's one of those things. If you have an accident, obviously rejoin safely, guys, but you want to get back going as quickly as you can. Parks de la Cruz finishing up there. We have Jack Stoneman and Kevin Peak. See who we got back here that's still going for it. Was that Christopher Hamilton managing to get all the way back up to 14th? Craig Potter here going to be one of the last ones. Dane Simpson, he is finished. Get a little bit of the battle here between, that's Morgan Smith and Nathan Nickerson. Watch these two. I mean, back here in 21st, but again, just like the first couple, and depending on the class you're in, that may be all you got, but there we go. That is going to give that one to Nathan Nickerson. Powell Casca just a little bit back. CJ Conklin a little further. And Jake Browder and Aviva Shivasam. So now that the race is over, we're going to wait for everybody to get across the line. And then we'll have some results. checking in the chat. We got a full-on conversation between Dave Tilford and Alex Carver. Dave, we miss you here in Core, but I understand everybody needs a break from time to time. Let's pull up our race results here real quick. Why are you showing me GTP? We don't have GTP. You silly, silly thing. Give me the overall. We don't have classes anymore. SDK, what are you thinking? So Dominic Ford taking home the win tonight. Mason Smith coming in second, 0.139 of a second off. James Pierce, 15 seconds back in third. Then Kelly Porter in fourth. Nick Nickerson in fifth. Parks Dela Cruz in sixth. Jack Stoneman in seventh. Tyler Kukeko in eighth. Kevin Peake in ninth. Parker Dewham in 10th. Nathan Sides in 11th. Nick Terrell in 12th. Sahaj Padiyar in 13th. Christopher Hamilton, after that accident there earlier, down in 14th. Jack Peterson in 15th. Michael Zepp in 16th. Dane Simpson in 17th. Craig Potter in 18th. And here we go. Tyler Bramble in 19th. Braden Carlson in 20th. Nathan Nickerson. Whew. Talk about a tongue twister between Nathan and Nick there. In 21st. Morgan Smith in 22nd. Powell Casca in 23rd. CJ Conklin in 24th. Ricky Renner in 25th. Jake Browder in 26th. Abivis Uvasam in 27th. Eric Martin in 28th. Alex Jaspers in 29th. John Crane in 30th. James Molyneux in 31st. Tim Ponzi in 32nd. Austin Diltz in 33rd. 34th is Steve Santana, and 35th, Fozzie Fazillo, which I don't know if he started the race. Maybe. Yep, he did. So, going back over here, let me find something of James Pierce's that's just far enough back. We'll do this. There we go. And SDK's being silly again. There we go. So we will do our interviews now. And let's see, where is everybody? Do I have to pull them in, or are they not in the broadcast waiting room where they're supposed to be? So I'll just do it manually. James, this is John in the booth. You got a copy.
What's up, bitch?
So James, saw the Audi did Audi things, and had a little bit of a incident there in Pouon.
Yeah. Yeah, not much you can do about it. Yeah, it's just kind of how that car goes.
Yeah, well,
sadly,
I
with the
mean,
fixed setup, you can't change the diff.
well, you know, seeing you there almost 4 seconds quicker in that first pit stop phase, what did you do differently to Dominic and Mason there to get that little bit of a gap and some breathing room?
I just drove smooth. I could hear they're having problems with their rear tires and their kind of high-speed grip towards their rear end. So I kind of just kept being stable and made sure that it didn't need to be 5/10 of the lap quicker. I just needed to be like a half a tenth, a tenth quicker each lap. Kind of just make sure I was smooth, preserving the tires. So that was kind of what helped me there, because I knew I was getting eaten up about almost 6-7 tenths on the straights, not even in draft. So if draft was involved, I'm not even going to be able to fight for contention. So I kind of just tried to protect my rears and took fronts for each pit stop to make sure I could at least compete in the corners and at least try and get a gap through there. But as you can see, just towards the end, the rear tires were fine. It just got one of those little diff locks from the nice old Audi.
The looks like Christopher Hamilton on lap 1 gave you a little bit of a run for your money there for a second before he ran into a little bit of an issue.
Yeah. It was good. It was a good start. He got a good jump on it. So kind of sat behind him and decided that we're all good buddies. So I'm gonna race him hard, but I'm gonna race him absolutely cleans. But I thought I'd throw a nice little try him outside the move on the chicane, and it kind of worked. So after that, it was kind of just trying to get clean sailing after that. So had enough 2-1-2 members up there that I knew I could race clean and nice, and you know, it was going to be a good battle up there. There's nothing to be worried about that. So I knew even though he took the lead that there's still a shot. All of us are fast enough that we can all take back positions no matter what. So it was going to be a jostle throughout the entire race. So once he got up there, I was happy, but you know, I wanted that position back. So.
Well, you know, I mean, up until that mistake, you were doing amazing tonight. You know, did you miss being away for a few weeks? Do you miss the prototypes, or kind of happy to return to the roots of the GT3s?
I'm just happy to touch a wheel again. It's been a long time since I think, what was it, mid-June. So, you know, it's good to be back in the sim rig and doing some stuff. So first time back on, honestly, first lap. So honestly, with that performance, I'll take that. That was a good performance with zero practice in. I got a lot of practice for Spa coming up, but the 24. But you know, I'm pretty chuffed with that performance. It's good to be back in the car, and I've kind of missed it. So I'll take whatever result I got today, and P3 is a blessing. So you know, can never complain about that. So looking up on that.
Well, congratulations. Anybody you want to give a shout out to on that 238 machine?
Obviously 2-2, they're always good buddies at Core League as well. So you know, it keeps this place running, keeps this place a community that's welcoming, and all the new people that come in, it's nice to see them and kind of try and incorporate all the, you know, it's 2-2 the amount of people we have, and it seems daunting, but it's a really good community, tight knit area. So I think it's a good place to race. It's a good place to interact, and we're doing anything and everything. So I think it's a great area for anybody and everybody. So I'm happy that this has continued to be a good place of race hosting and camaraderie. So I'm pretty chuffed with that, and I only can thank, you know, Core, Carl, David, all of them who put their work in to make sure that this is a good show, and all the people that show out. So it's been a good community. It's been like a family. So nothing but thanks to them for continually making this a welcoming environment for anybody, especially my dumb self. You know, I could be a bit of a pain in the butt sometimes. So I'm just happy to be accepted here, and really do enjoy racing these guys. They're good guys, and you know, there's nothing a wrong step that can do that would tear this place apart.
Well, we appreciate that. And so you looking forward to Nürburgring next week, or is that not one of your favorite GP tracks?
That's the only place I've won multiple times, so I'll take that. I'm really chuffed for that. That's one of my strong suit places. Had one of the best 24s, I think, this year, except for a couple small incidents. I think I had the best performance locked in and times and racing craft there. So I think that's probably my best track at the moment in terms of consistency. So I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be a good place.
It's not the Nordschleife. It's just the GP.
Oh yeah, no, I know the GP.
Okay.
That GP section is honestly some of the best flowing section of track there is. So I'm kind of chuffed that we get to race there again. It's been a while.
Well, again, congratulations, and hopefully we will catch you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
All right. That was third place, James Pierce. Let's find our second place here, Mason Smith. I'm going to drag him in. Mason, this is John in the booth. You got a copy?
I do have a copy.
So, looked like you were kind of just hanging back, I guess, waiting for that last lap to make a move on Dom, and which you got it done through Lacombe, and then looks like he kind of sent one in there on the bus stop and took it back from you.
Yeah, that one will certainly sting for some time, but you know, he's Dom's one heck of a driver. No matter what car, you know, he's greater in the prototypes. He's still a lot better. Yeah, I had that one little spin coming down. I can't remember. I turn names, but like I was in the gravel, and then I had it save in, and then it just caught back up, and that dive bomb. I thought he was like actually like almost overshoot it, but he partially overshot the curve, overshot the turn, and yeah, that was certainly a Verstappen move, but it was a great battle to the end.
Yeah, just kept it on track. You know, definitely, you know, requires a lot of respect to give each other just enough room to get that done. You know, kind of a drag race there to the finish. I thought you might have the crossover back on him, but, you know, just a tenth off of getting that one done.
Yeah, like I said, it will sting, but it's the first race of the season, so there's a lot more left I can do to try and get a win this season, and take the points lead.
So when James was just kind of marching off away from y'all, were you just resigned to getting a second or third at best until his little mistake, or did you think you might have something for him at the end?
Well, maybe have something for him, but um, maybe if he didn't take tires, probably it was that like the second pit stop was like a matter of strategy of whether to take tires or not, because I think me or I and James were well, we were on different strategies, so it almost played out, but I think it comes down to car and everything. But good thing that I think me and Dom did the same strategy, but yeah, it played out really well.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely putting on some good racing. Yeah, out on track for an hour, and you and Dom finishing with a tenth of a second. Never too far away from each other on track. Definitely made for a lot of good watching. We're going to the Nürburgring next week, just for the GP track, not the Green Hell. You looking forward to that one, or you just that German track can just go disappear in your opinion?
No, unironically, I do like it. I have raced on it a lot in the officials. That's what's gotten me to 4K iRating. But yeah, but maybe, but it's during the midday where it's all hot, so maybe kind of, we'll see how it is. But one car that's been dominating all of this weekend being the Ferrari, I in my opinion.
Yeah, they 3.25% power. They nerfed it a little hard there. I wish they'd add some weight to them occasionally, not just power anymore. But
Yeah, agreed. But I guess they stopped doing that because it disrupts like handling or something. Something had to do with that.
sometimes they need to disrupt the handling. But all that being said, anybody want to give a shout out to on that number 6 machine before we let you go celebrate?
Of course, to family that always watches, and to my intellectual property teammates. Good luck in the Spa 24. I won't be there for the 24, but I'll be in spirit.
Well, congratulations on second tonight, and hopefully you got something for Dom there next week.
Hopefully I do.
Again, congratulations. That was Mason Smith in second. We will now pull Dominic Ford in. Let me find him on my screen here. There's Dom. And pull him into the booth. Dom, this is John in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, John, how's it going?
Oh, going all right. Timed it perfectly. This is on the screen. It's showing Mason getting around you, going through Lacombe there in the final laps. I saw you had one pit stop that was a few seconds quicker than Mason there. Hey, were you just saving some fuel and underfuel the car a little bit?
No, I didn't take the screen tear off. Some people don't know that, but if you keep the screen tear off checked, it does take a few seconds out of your stop. And maybe I took a bit less fuel than him. He might have not calculated properly. I don't know. But yeah, I did have a faster stop. I didn't take any tires. I took tires the first stop, realized I stayed a bit longer, and the tires felt good as I was driving before, so I was like, I don't need any tires the second time. And, I got ahead of him and James, so that was good. Unfortunate for James what happened there.
Audi does Audi things.
Yeah. But otherwise, I thought it was a great race. Unfortunate, I didn't mean to send it like that on Mason. I felt so bad.
It was a little Verstappen-esque, but y'all two, you kept it clean. You kept it on the track. So yeah. I mean, barely, but you did keep it on the track.
Yeah, one tire.
Oh no, I thought you were about to hit the curb and just clatter right into the side of Mason when it just kind of spun the, because I've done that
Yeah.
before where it just spins you to the outside and spits you out there, and you're just like, I'm sorry, I missed by 6 inches, but iRacing kills the other person.
Yeah, it's always fun racing with Mason side by side. We went pretty good there, like you said, through that one corner when we were side by side there. He always got a good run onto that straight. I don't know how we did it, but I know the draft helped, but it was like nothing I could do for him to get on my side. And tried to keep it clean. I think I left a bit too much space there on the exit, and he got a better run. But I was like, okay, there's still a lot of laps left. I can try and get him in the chicane. And
Yeah, I
that's
saw
what
you
I tried to do,
closing
and I
up
did it.
through Pouon, and I kind of thought you might try something on the entry to Blanchimont when I saw him run a little wide into the gravel there.
I was going to try and see if because I thought he might have completely lost the car, but he managed to save it. Because I was trying to avoid him by going on the inside. But he saved the car, so I went back over to the left and focused on getting a better exit down to the chicane.
Well, congratulations on winning the first of season 8 for GT here
Thank you,
tonight.
thank you.
And anybody you want to give a shout out to on that 91 machine before we let you go celebrate?
Like always, big shout out to the rest of the drivers. We're back to single class racing, so yeah. Although it's multi-class in terms of rating, but it's still a fun blast. I love GTC racing. Big shout out to Mason. Same like last season, he's awesome to race against side by side. I was really trying to hold him back on those straights, but he got by me and then I got right by him. So good fighting otherwise. And shout out to James for keeping it clean. Same to Chris. The rest of the field. I looked back at the start and trying to pick through up some stuff, and everything looked pretty clean. So
Yeah, I think it was into not right. No, I think it was around No Name before we started having people having accidents. So I mean, that's for a 35 car field at Spa not to have an incident through Eau Rouge. Like,
yeah,
the real drivers don't always do that.
Yeah, I mean, we owe it too wide up Eau Rouge. So that surviving that at the start, I feel like, is an accomplishment in itself at the start of the race.
That's terrifying. Yeah, I backed out of a move last night going too wide into Eau Rouge, even when I was the one that was a little bit ahead, because I was just like, this may work, but we could both die, and
Yeah.
I'll give it to him. I'll get past later.
Yeah, we've had some clean racing so far this race. Hopefully that continues, and hopefully the driver amount continues as well. We've had 35 drivers, so hopefully we can continue that for the rest of the season.
Yeah,
But otherwise,
did you see anybody blinking occasionally tonight, or was that just on my end? Because I once or twice everybody
I heard
blinked.
I heard a few people in the chat talking about blinking, but I don't think it was too serious. I think sometimes they're behind each other, but I don't think I heard any incidents about it. But I think there were like 1 or 2 people blinking.
Yeah, for a
I
minute,
didn't get
I
to
was
see
afraid
any
we
of
were
it.
getting another
but-
DDoS attack in the middle of the race. Like, no,
That
don't
would
do
suck.
this.
That would be terrible.
So, again, congratulations on the win, and hopefully we will catch you next week.
Yes, likewise. Forget it.
You too. And that was your winner, Dominique Ford. We're going to pull the results back up here and run through them. I've got to do this so I can find it. Yeah, it's going to take me a minute to get my SDK back the way I want it. I'm going to have to redo all this. But we can do that. And then run through there. And run through there. And that gets everybody. So from everyone here at CRN, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Keep the shiny side up and the rubber side down. And we will see y'all at the track next time.